Hopefully the echo in here is not too bad because this is the best that I've got. So I have not uploaded in like 3 months. I think the last video that I uploaded was in like March. It's July. And this, as you can see, my room is not there, is a big part of why I haven't been uploading, because I no longer have a space, like a private space for me to film videos. So I just haven't been doing it. At like the beginning of April, our basement flooded really, really bad and my bedroom got the worst of it. So they had to rip up the carpet and the drywall, and then they were going to hopefully fix where the leak happens and then replace the carpet so that I can move back down here. They haven't done either of those things yet, so I've just been living on my living room floor for 3 months. If this video turns out okay, like in terms of audio, like I'm really hoping the echo is not too bad. I might just start trying to film again. Like this right here is a good spot, I suppose. But yeah, I figured now would be a good time since the mid-year book freakout tag is going around again. So I figured I would just do that. So let's get into it. I have the questions in my reading journal. The first question is, what is the best book that you've read so far this year? For me, that is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I read this book like 2 weeks ago. I loved it. I love it so much that I don't really know how to talk about it. So like, I'm not really gonna be saying a whole lot about it. It's about this reporter who gets contacted by Evelyn Hugo's like assistant saying that Evelyn wants to do an interview with her. And so they meet and Evelyn Hugo just tells her like her life story and like the story behind all 7 of her husbands, and it's just like this epic love story. There are some other books that I read this year that I just wanted to mention, like Starfish by Kemi Dawn Bowman. That one's like YA contemporary. I really love that one. A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. That's a book that I read last year that it's one of my favorites. I reread it again this year, but I listened to it on an audiobook this time. And then Heartstopper Volume 4. Well, like the entire series, because I did end up rereading the series, but the 4th one I read for the first time this year. That one was really good. The next question is, what is the best sequel that you've read this year? I've only read one sequel, and it's Heartstopper Volume 2. The next question is there a new release that you haven't read yet this year? For me, it's Book Lovers by Emily Henry. That one was going around a lot when it first came out, so I bought it right away. Because I read Beach Read earlier this year. I enjoyed that one. I really want to read People We Meet on Vacation, and I like in my head I'm like, I have to read that one before I read Book Lovers. But like I just haven't really been in the mood for either of those, so that's why I haven't gotten to it yet. The next question is your most anticipated releases for the second half of the year. I don't really look forward to books that much. Like a lot of the books that I want to read are already out, or they've been out for a few years, and like I want to get to those first, I guess. The next question is, what was the biggest disappointment so far? For me, it's Gallant by V.E. Schwab. It was supposed to be like a ghost story type of thing. It took a while for me to get into it. The last 100 or so pages were really good though. Like I didn't like it, but I didn't hate it. It was better than Horrid by Katrina Leno, which is a book that I read last year that is like similar, like the story is similar. But yeah, I was still very disappointed that I did not like that one. The next question is, what book is the biggest surprise? Pretty Little Wife and The Push are 2 thrillers that I read towards the beginning of the year. The plot twists in those books like really got me, so I was surprised by that, and like I really enjoyed those 2 books. Another book is Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. I think I was just surprised that I liked it. There are a few things about it that are problematic. The next question is, who's your new favorite author? Taylor Jenkins Reid is definitely my new favorite author. Seven Husbands like confirmed that. I've read maybe 3 or 4 of her other books and pretty much enjoyed those as well. One True Loves, I think, was my favorite book last year. I really want to reread that now that I'm sitting here thinking about it. But yeah, Taylor Jenkins Reid, I love her writing, and you know, the romances that she creates are just like goals. Another author that I love is Kimmy John Bowman. She wrote Starfish that I mentioned earlier. Same with her. Her writing is very good. I love it. That's one of the main things that I loved about Starfish was her writing. The next question is, who's your new favorite character? Evelyn Hugo. She's my queen, okay? She's a bad bitch, and she knows who she is and what she wants, and she's not gonna take any bullshit from anyone. The next question is, who's your newest fictional crush? Mine is sort of problematic, like I was talking about earlier. The love interest, Miles from Ugly Love, he's kind of toxic, but I just remember having a crush on him when I was reading the book. Not so much anymore. The next question is, what is a book that made you cry? Seven Husbands by Evelyn Hugo. I was sobbing. Heartstopper, A Monster Calls, and Birthday. Birthday I reread. That's one of my favorite books of all time. What is a book that made you happy? Heartstopper. The next question is books with beautiful covers. I think it's asking like books that you've purchased. I guess Summerbird Blue, I bought that one at the beginning of the year. Gallant, I was so mad. Another reason why I was so mad, the cover took my breath away, okay? And then I didn't like it. I was so mad about that. And Fiona and Jane, I just really like the colors on this cover. A book that I didn't buy, I don't have it, but I read it this year, All Boys Aren't Blue. That cover is so beautiful. The next question is, what is your favorite movie or TV show adaptation? Heartstopper. The show came out in April. It's so good. If you haven't watched it and you like Heartstopper, or if you've never read Heartstopper, you should read it and then watch the show. The show, I think it's 8 episodes, and it like covers the first 2 volumes of the graphic novels. But it's so good. I love it with all my heart. Like, I watched it 4 times. Yeah. And the last question is, what is a book that you need to read before the year's over? For me, like, I made like a TBR at the beginning of the year. There was only 5 books on it. I've read 3 of them already, so the other 2, I really don't know if I'm gonna get to those, to be honest. One book that I just saw on my mom's bookshelf, What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. I do talk to myself, like, in my head a lot, and a lot of the things that I say aren't very nice. So I kind of just want to work on that with myself, like being more positive and being nicer to myself, I guess. And that's pretty much what the book is about, just like how to like work with yourself and like kind of rewire your brain to like a different mindset, I guess. So those were all the questions. Comment down below how your reading has been going this year. My reading's been going pretty well. The goal that I set for myself was to read 40 books, and I've read 24 so far. If you want to know like the rest of the books that I read, you can go to my Goodreads, which will be linked in the description. But yeah, that's all I have for today's video. I am so excited to have done this, and will hopefully probably edit it tomorrow. Otherwise, if I don't do that, this video is never going up. But yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will hopefully see you soon with another video. Bye.